Hey everybody, welcome back to Joe and Tell. It's date night, and we are here on a very cool October
Definitely feels like fall finally.
afternoon. Yes, it's amazing, and it's pretty windy. So if that picks up on the mic, I apologize. We don't have fancy little clip-on mics yet or anything, so
It's quite lovely.
it is. But in this episode, I wanted to do something that kind of maybe will spark your interest and speaks to who you are or who you always wanted to be as far as like Broadway and all that stuff and being on SNL. I saw, or it's in the book I'm reading right now about, like, I don't know what they call it, but it's like improv class.
Mm-hmm.
Where,
improvisational.
yeah, where you have to, you say a line and the other person has to say yes and come up with a line. And then you make this whole story up as you go back and forth. And I thought, we could give that a try.
That'd be fun.
It might be terrible. Probably because...
Do you know that I was on an improvisational team, right? In high school? First place winners, multiple times.
Oh, yeah. So if this does go poorly, it'll be my fault.
No, or I'm very rusty and not good at anything anymore. But I like that idea. That's a lot of fun.
That's not true. Yeah, well, the book I'm reading is all about getting out of your comfort zone and having fun and enjoying yourself. So I was like, I'll give that a shot. So you think of something and then you come up with a line and I'm going to light my cigar.
I love that I have to go first.
Hey, you're the
This is
professional.
typical.
You're the professional here.
Do you want me to wait for you to light that?
No, go ahead. I got.
But you can't talk while you're puffing
It gives
on
me.
the cigar.
I know, but it gives me time to think.
I surely hope he's not going to come.
He's not coming to get. It's a blue jay. He won't come get you.
Yep. That's what they say. That's what they want you to think. I didn't think a bird was going to attack my head at the park either, but y'all watched that happen, didn't you? I went to the dentist, and when I was under, I must have said something very strange one time.
I thought we were doing an improv thing.
Yeah.
You're telling a story.
I'm playing your game.
No, just kidding. What'd you say?
I already don't want to play with you.
Oh.
Not only do you make me start it, but then I do it in a very natural way, and then you mock it.
I wasn't mocking it. So, yeah, see, I told you this. I'm not going to do well on this. You said you went to the dentist, and while you were under, you must have said something.
The improvisational game is not fun when you repeat everything the person previous said. It's got to be a flow.
Oh. Okay. Where's my script?
Improv 1, Joe 0. I'll try again. Have you had that new flavor of McFlurry at McDonald's?
Yes, the blood orange and
Are you
grape.
supposed to say yes and?
Yes, and the blood orange.
I'm
grape.
just making sure I have the rules right. I don't care if you do
Well,
it that
I don't
way.
think it's
I thought that's what you were saying. I just want to make sure I get it right.
I don't think it's a yes and. I just think it's like you have to say you can't.
It's just a conversation
You
back and
can't
forth.
stop the conversation, and you can't like negate something somebody else said.
Got it. Yep. Oh, you quit?
I'm done,
Yeah. Hi.
and I'm back. All right, maybe
You're not a quitter.
Let me try starting one.
Thank you. I would love that.
Okay. The other morning, I was out on a early walk and slipped in something.
Yes, and I saw that there was dog poop all over your pants when I went to do the laundry.
Yeah, and the reason for that was because I slipped on a banana peel and rolled into dog poop.
Yes, and there is a article that I was trying to get you to read the other day that talked about mass amounts of banana peels laid on trails in this area.
Yes, and that explains why I saw so many banana peels, but does not explain why I saw so much poop.
Monkeys eat bananas. Yes. And they poop everywhere. And so there's also this huge band of monkeys that have escaped from the zoo that are found eating bananas, which is probably where the peels come from, in hiking areas in this area of the Midwest.
Yes, and since the since the monkeys are riding dogs, that's why I slipped in dog poop or I rolled in dog poop.
I understand now.
I
How long are you supposed to go for?
don't know.
Riding dogs. I was like, ooh, this is just how it went.
Monkeys riding dogs. I rolled in dog poop, right?
I guess that's
Yeah.
probably what you said. Did I say dog poop?
I don't know.
I don't know. All right. You getting warmed up?
Oh, sorry. You go.
Okay. There's a movie out now that people are talking about, and it has that girl with like the really long blonde hair, but her face looks kind of like an ostrich or something.
Oh yeah, it's that documentary about the family that lives in Australia.
Yes, and apparently they have like 20 natural born children that all also look like some birds.
Yes, and they have acquired pet birds, claiming that they're relatives.
Yes. And I think honestly that some of what they're saying is the 20 children might actually be bird species. So now they're confused as to like what's child and what's bird.
Yes. And so what they've decided to do is put them all in the zoo.
Yes. And I won't see them because I don't like birds. I like children, but when you have a confused situation such as that, how is a girl that doesn't like birds supposed to go visit said children?
Well, you would go for the popcorn.
Yes. And I like popcorn.
So stupid. Sometimes I'm literally like, the words are coming out as I'm thinking. Like I don't
That's
have.
how you're supposed to do it. That's what improvisation is. You're just like spewing and thinking simultaneous. It's quite challenging.
It is. It makes me nervous.
Oh.
All right, my turn. You will not believe that yesterday I was going to the supermarket and I was so excited because when I got in there, you will not believe what they had.
Yes. I believe it was probably some sort of bread product because you brought home a ton of bread yesterday. So what were you so excited about? I was confused.
Well, when I saw all the fresh bread, I immediately thought I need to bring this home and make a bread fortress in the front yard.
Yes, and you have made many a food fortress in our front yard before. I've not seen you do one with bread, and I'm concerned about the potential rain this weekend.
Yes, but I thought that by the time the rain got here, the birds would have eaten the bread fortress.
That seems like a waste to buy all that bread and then potentially like have either the birds eat it or it melt in rain. That doesn't seem like good use of our finances.
Yes. And the bread was 25 cents a loaf.
Yes, and that is cheap. There's also an improv game where you can only ask questions.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of a fun one we could try. Do you ever regret getting married?
Are you into me?
That's why I married you, right?
You tell me.
That's why I married you.
What you told me is not a question. That's harder. That's even harder.
I know, it is
All
hard,
right.
but it's good. It's a good challenge.
Have you ever gone poop in the yard?
Have I ever pooped in the yard? With all my clothes on?
We had to get poop in there, right? Somewhere.
Do you know how to make a good chocolate chip cookie?
Are there chocolate chips in those cookies?
Is there chocolate chips in most cookies?
Are there ingredients in those cookies?
Do you even eat cookies?
Have you had a cookie today?
Would you bring me one if I wanted one?
Have you had one?
Are you asking if I've had a cookie today?
I am asking that question mark. I don't know. It doesn't count if you just say question mark at the end.
So there's another game.
Oh boy.
Where the last word that the person before you ends on is what you start with for the next sentence.
Okay.
So I could say, what's your favorite ingredient on a sandwich?
And then I would have to start with sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Or sandwiches, or like you have to use that word basically. Like.
But if I have to, what sentence starts with sandwich?
The one you say. You can be like, sandwiches are okay, but I would rather like have a picnic with whatever.
Oh, okay.
You know, like.
So I could say,
I could say
sandwiches, but it doesn't have to be like sandwich is okay.
Right.
Okay. Let's start again.
The art world and the creative people are very gray. It is not a black and white society, so there's leeway. You're gonna have to think beyond the norm. You got this.
Gray and gray, different shades.
See? 50.
No. I've not seen that movie.
Nor have I. I haven't read the book either.
Go ahead.
Can you believe that it is...
Were you in the question one?
In the 60s?
60s? I can.
You can use like a derivative. So you can say like the 60s XYZ, or when you're in your 60s, like you just have to implement the last word in your next phrase. Are you getting it?
It doesn't have to be at the beginning?
No.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
just do whatever we want because it feels too hard.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You start this time.
Okay. There really is nothing like driving a dump truck for a living.
I was living in a box for a while, and that's because I couldn't get a job driving a dump truck.
Steve Jobs, I think, drove a dump truck.
Truckers have a hard life, and I bet they get tired on the road.
I wonder if they have roadside assistance.
If you have AAA, I think that you do get assistance.
I don't think that counts.
Why?
Because you didn't say it. You said assistant, the same word I said at the end of it, and then I'm supposed to say assistance again?
No.
Okay. Assistance helps with all the things you need help with.
You know what? We could probably just like impromptu tell a story that's not real and not have to like have any like stipulations, but just see if we can like simultaneously share and tell a story.
Okay. Like when we were dating in email. We used to write back and forth and come up with crazy...
I think there's too many like restrictions right now and it just feels too difficult. But I think if we just like...
Okay.
Just be spontaneous about it.
Okay. 25 years ago, the world was a different place.
It was. There were a lot of crazy teenagers listening to Nirvana, wearing ripped jeans and plaid shirts, much like today.
And these teenagers had that uprising that took over most of the world by using their plaid shirts as parachutes.
I think I saw that one time there was this girl that had taken her flannel parachute and she jumped off of like a high building, but she actually floated down and then landed in like a truck bed or something. She was recently interviewed on Dateline, I think.
Oh yeah, that interview was right after the special on dump trucks and how they're hauling flannel shirts around, flannel parachutes. lately.
They're actually being sold. So like someone branded that as like a thing. Now you can buy a flannel shirt parachute.
So you're telling me what started out as like a
No, you're telling me that.
no. What you're saying is what started out as like a rebellious thing that these teenagers are doing, they're now selling as a product.
I don't know. You were telling me that like dump trucks are driving them around, so I guess so. I was asking you that question because I hadn't heard that they were actually like a thing. I thought it was like something kids did 25 years ago, but I bet someone did. They probably thought like, "Ooh, this is a good idea. This girl made it off the top of that building, so it's probably like a thing," and then found some way to.
Official plaid parachute shirt.
Yeah.
Get yours today.
It's not going well. We just need decent content. I don't know. I feel blank.
Okay.
Well, this is a fizzle. So we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe.
Would you rather be up to your neck in a porta potty for 8 hours or sleep in the birdhouse at the zoo overnight?
Go birdhouse at the zoo. I feel like poop would be contaminant. Like that would really make you sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's no brainer. But you hate birds.
I do hate birds, but like that or like a bunch of people's diarrhea and vomit and whatever else. Like I feel like porta potties wherever they are, it's typically not a great situation. The products that are put in them.
What?
I don't think I want unless it's a brand new porta potty. Nope.
Okay.
Would you rather live in a world where everyone backed into their parking spots or have me talk through everything you read?
What does that mean?
Like every time you go to read, I just talk. I have things to say. So you'll never have silent reading time again.
Oh, well then I would rather live in a world of backing in. Because I mean, if I can never read anything again.
You can. It just there'd be other things happening.
So I gotta read the cooking instructions and you're talking.
Yeah.
Or if I read the ingredients, you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be hard.
I know.
So yeah, I would live in
so
a
you
world.
just patiently wait for everyone to back into their spots.
Yep.
All right. What's the weirdest thing? And what was the most like questionable thing on our first date? And then the thing where you were like, yeah, I think there's going to be a second date.
The most questionable thing?
Well, I'm not wanting to say like what's the best and worst part of our first date, but like, was there anything that could have been like a red flag or like something where you were like, this may not be.
Well, the fact that you weren't wearing pants was a little weird.
Most people would find that to be an incentive for a second date.
Not me.
Not you. You're classy.
No, I don't know. I don't remember anything being like red flaggy or anything. And then what stood out to me?
I mean, what in your mind, if you can recall it, because that might be hard. Like maybe there wasn't any one specific thing, but like, did anything on our first date that you can recall stand out to where you were like, I'm gonna ask her out again?
Well, I'm not a impulsive person. I like to think through.
No kidding.
I like to think through things, and really process them. So, as you could tell by our improv, or lack thereof, so after thinking about it, I mean, I knew that we had a really long and great conversation. We seemed to have a good rapport, and like just got along, and
that was definitely like a perk I noticed.
yeah.
Our dates.
So, and I had just been in another like kind of relationship that I was very much trying to figure out, is this, there's a lot of pressure on, is this the person I'm supposed to be with, blah, 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 all these things. So with when I met you, I really wanted it to be about it's just a date. It's just today. That's all it is. I'm going to have drinks and appetizers or whatever with this girl to meet her to see who she is and learn about her. Um, and so that's all it was, and that's all I wanted to treat it as, because I didn't want the pressure and like try and overthink things. So, and then on the second date it was the same thing. I was like, I'm just gonna go, we had a fun time, we'll go and get something, we'll go get sushi or something and have dinner and stuff and see how that goes. And so we just kept doing that, and then here we are, married like a couple of chumps.
Yeah, I think back to like some things on that date, and I was like, "What did I do that for?" Like, I don't know why, but I keep recalling like having left my purse. Like it was just like I had trusted you from the get go for some reason. I left my purse at the table,
Oh,
but I didn't know you were gonna like go to the bathroom as well. And I was like, "Well, I shouldn't have done that." But I don't know. Now, if you knew then what you know now about my doing that, it's just because I don't think about anything.
That's not true. You think about too many things.
Maybe.
That's it.
But I wasn't caring about that. That could have been a little like, oh, had I known.
This is a sign that she might jump out of a moving car while instead of parking.
No, I wouldn't do that. Oh, I have done that.
That's why I said
it wasn't moving. It was running.
Yes, and then you got out and it started rolling forward.
It did not.
Yes, it did.
Did it really?
I don't think you even put it in park. You're like, oh, and you stopped it and you're like, oh, I got to turn the car off. That's what
I definitely remember. I was
like,
so excited to go to that trivia.
I was like, babe, what are you doing?
The car was literally still running. I guess I got a car, and it was not in park either. And I was like going to trivia, and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't stop the car, turn it off, do the things people normally do.
Mm-hmm.
That was a one-track mind. I really want to get to that Parks and Rec trivia night.
One trivia mind. That was Parks and Rec, wasn't it?
It was. That was really fun.
Yeah, what a great show.
Yeah, there was nothing that stood out to me.
Yeah, of course not. Thanks.
Except your end of the night comment, but we've run that into the ground.
Oh, yeah.
No, I feel like it was like the things that stood out as good things were like, yeah, our conversations. Like, I never felt like I can't wait for this date to end. Like, what time is it? Like, I never felt the need to like check my watch or hope for it to be later so I could be done.
That's good.
Well, because there's sometimes you're with someone and you're like, ugh, how long do I have to endure this circumstance before I can bail somehow?
That's when you have your friend text you or call you. You text your friend to call you and say, oh, I got to go. There's an emergency. Or I got to go.
My mom texted me.
Somebody needs me.
I texted her in the bathroom. Gave her a thumbs up. Trying to make sure I wasn't going to get killed.
I left my purse with him.
He's got my purse. We're good.
He's gone, but he's got my purse.
I'm in the bathroom, but I left him my purse. I think everything's good. Good thing you're a trustworthy person.
Mm-hmm.
Unless this is like a multi-year plan that you're like putting together, and at some point it's just gonna go awry.
That's some serious patience that I don't have.
There are, I don't know. There's a lot of stories out there about kind of crazy things.
All right. Well, I have no idea what this video is going to be about.
You can splice it and dice it.
Well, I have no idea what this video was about.
I tried.
Me too.
Did you?
I thought I did. Why don't you take us out of here?
Well, that's it for now. We hope you had a good time on this date with us in the fall weather. Like and subscribe if you would, and we'll see you on the next video.
Well done.
I think you say something like that, right?